Here we are.
Well, you didn't tell me nothing.
Hey,
man.
well, we're getting started now. Hey, we had to do things a little different today. We had to do our own stunts.
And I want to tell you real quick, the reason why I was holding my chest down here, man, I fell last night.
She was running from shadows.
And so I bruised my rib or something.
We got Chris, bless his heart, he's on a job today, so we're having to kind of improvise. And Samantha, she was going to start it. About the time she started to do it, she had to go because a customer pulled up. So we might get a video in today, we might not. But we're glad that you're here. This is Mike and Marsha today, and we're glad that you joined us. And we want to encourage you today to live life to the fullest. You know, no matter what you're doing, we're outside today. We like to get outside occasionally, shoot from different areas, and we're out back of the business here, just enjoying the birds chirping. And Marsha, you was running from the birds last night, huh?
It wasn't birds. I thought there was people out in my woods.
You know, it's amazing how your imagination can run away with you. You know, I always think about Valerie Owen years ago in Bible college. She talked about how it's a walk by faith, it's not a run. So we don't ever have to run. If we're really in God, if we're covered by His love and His protection, we don't have to get nervous and run. But you wasn't walking in faith last night, were you?
No, I went down to get my dogs out of my basement, and it was so dark out there, and they like took off, left me, so I got like really scared, and so I was like running in flip-flops. Well, I know next time you don't run in flip-flops.
You don't run in flip-flops, that's the truth. I can remember as a kid, I had two cousins, Robin and Angela, and I was the only boy. And so you can imagine, Robin was like 12 and Angela was 8 and I was like 6. And Robin used to abuse me, that girl. It would get dark out on the farm at nighttime, and you'd start seeing eyes out in the field and everything else. And Robin would just run up to the house, and she'd leave me down in the field, you know, and she's like, Mike, I seen a man over there in the woods, and she'd run off and leave me. And I'd come running back up the house, and Mom and Dad and I would be around the table drinking coffee, and I was scared to death, man. I just knew somebody with a hatchet was going to get me. And Robin, she'd just be laughing her head off, you know, because she thought that was the funniest thing, scaring little Michael Hughes. So
well, that's funny, because I started thinking about a time whenever I was outside, and my grandparents, they played music back then, and I was just outside with my friend Tammy, and all of a sudden I hear this music. And these voices, I thought it was angels. I thought Jesus was coming back. I like ran in the house. I was so scared because I knew I hadn't been doing right. I ran in the house. I was like, oh my gosh, Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. My mom and Dad looked at me like I was crazy. Went outside and realized it was my grandparents.
I tell you, man, it's, man, when you're a kid, everything is so magnified in your mind. You know, it's you know, I got so many tales to tell about the farm and being raised up by. We had this horse called Fury. I don't know why we're talking our spiritual meanings now. I guess it's about family today, but I had my cousin Robin. She had this horse, and it was called Fury, and I should have known right then as a kid that this horse was going to be problems. You know, I was 6 or 7 at the time, living out on the farm. The first time I had an encounter with Fury is my grandmother's feeding the horse. Okay, so the horse and my grandmother are in the barn, and grandma's getting the sweet feed out. Well, I'm just like a little kid. I'm just kind of walking around, you know. I'm standing there looking in the, you know, grandma looking at the horse. Next thing I know, I catch a hoof up against my face. I go flying backwards. I'm laying on the ground looking at the sky, and I'm like, oh my God, that horse about killed me. So to this day, I walk a long way around farm animals. I don't care if it's a pig, a squirrel, man, I'm walking way behind it. You know, that horse put me through a lot of stress.
And little things like that can leave an impression on your life that can affect you for years.
And another time we was taking a picture on the horse. You know, I'm sitting on Fury, and I'm like a little kid. You know, I got the reins, and this horse is just, you know, Robin's taking a picture of me on the horse, you know. Well, the flash scares the horse.
Oh, God.
The horse runs around the building. I fall off the horse like we're out here. I fall down the ditch. I hit a peg out in the yard. 7 stitches to this day from that horse. Wow. And my cousin was always saying, Mike, when you fall off the horse, hang on to the reins. You know, so we don't have to go chase the horse. I'm saying, are you crazy? Be drug up under a horse?
That would be crazy.
Man, have you had experiences like that with crazy things going up? Just different things happening with your cousins and people that's put you in crazy situations and circumstances?
Well, yeah, I'll never forget Connie Branch, her dad and mom, they own like 42 horses. And so we'd get one out every once in a while and ride them in the rings. Well, one day it was me, Connie, and her sister Wendy Well, a bee stung the horse. When next thing you know, we're like all flying off, and that right there done it for me for a long time. I was like, I am not getting on a horse ever again. I mean, because it knocks the breath out of you when you fall straight onto your back. You know, it was just terrible.
It's crazy. I tell you, horses, you got to stay away from horses.
Yeah.
My dad was working on the tractor. Another story about a horse. We were older now. I guess I was a teenager now, and Robin had bought a big horse now. Well, my dad was out there. He was disassembling the farm tractor, and he had parts laying all out in the yard. It was a Sunday afternoon. We always ate dinner out at grandmother's on Sundays after church. And so he's got parts laid all over the yard. Well, Daddy says, bring that horse over here. I'm going to show you kids how to ride that horse. Well, you know, this was like a big event because Daddy never did nothing like that. So Daddy gets on his horse. He goes shooting off down in the field. And so all of us kids and cousins are lined up there watching. Well, the next thing you know, we see Daddy come running, galloping back up through there. And you can tell the horse is out of control. And there is fear in my dad's eyes, man. I mean, he's hanging on this horse. Well, this horse runs him into the tractor. Okay, my daddy hits the tractor and he does a actual somersault. His head hits the seat on the tractor and falls off on the other side.
Wow.
So we're all running, screaming, you know, thinking Daddy's dead. My daddy is dead. You know, the horse done killed Daddy. Well, my grandmother comes running out and she sees the tractor laying all to pieces. He says, that bleep horse done tore my tractor up. I'm like, goodness gracious. Her son's laying over there on the ground and she's worried about a tractor tore up. So, man, I had so many crazy things happen to me as a kid. It's so funny. You know, we're talking about this, so I might as well go ahead and tell it. I was going to get one of my cousins, Robin, the one that put me through so much heartache as a kid. And, you know, as a kid, you heard about the cellophane over the toilet. Y'all remember that one?
Yeah.
You put cellophane over the toilet and it's clear, you know, and, you know, so it really gets the next person that goes to use the bathrooms. So I was really trying to get my cousin Robin. So I had the cellophane over the toilet and went to sleep that night. Didn't think nothing about it. Next morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning, Grandmama wakes up. I got Grandmama. She's sitting on the toilet and pee's running everywhere on the toilet. It was bad. Boy, Grandmother got so upset. Who put that bleep on the toilet? You know, I never did confess to it because I was trying to get my cousin Robin. I ended up getting my grandmother. To this day, I don't know if she knew that was me. You know, so we do some crazy things as a kid. You know, life is fun, Marsha.
Yeah.
And we should have fun. I think as Christians, you know, we go through a lot of different things in our life, but we should always come back to having fun and living life fully.
That's true. That's true.
You know, we're looking forward to what we're going to do tonight, Friday night.
Yeah, excited.
We're looking forward to meeting the kids out on the square. So we encourage you to come out if you're in Morganton, to stop out on the courthouse square at 7 o'clock, downtown Morganton, the old courthouse across from the movie theater. We're going to be passing out tracts and suckers and all those kind of fun things and leading people to Christ and talking about people and trying to encourage them. And, you know, it's good to laugh, isn't it, Marsha?
Oh, it is. It says, laughter doeth good like a medicine.
It does.
That's so true.
I guess that's why I'm so healthy. I don't feel healthy sometimes, but, you know, if you laugh, it releases things in your body.
It does. It does.
And not enough people laugh these days.
Oh, I know.
So I'm not saying that you should go out and do any practical jokes on anybody or laugh at somebody else's folly, but it's good to laugh. And we want to encourage you to laugh. You know, we're just excited that you joined us today. Today is a little bit different than what we normally do. I don't know if you got anything out of this today other than just a few stories about us, but we want you to know who we are and what we're about. And we're going to, you know, talk some more next week, and we're just glad that you joined us today. Anything you want to say, Marsha, about tonight or today or laughing?
Yeah, I was going to say, go have you a good laugh somehow, some way.
That's right. God bless you. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
I was used to somebody cutting